What's up, my friends? Welcome back to another video. And today we are going to be talking about something a little more practical. We usually talk about music making on this channel, composing, orchestration tips, and so on and so forth. But in today's video, I wanted to talk about the power of just being online and why I think you should be online as well. This is a very important topic, I think, especially in today's landscape of post-COVID, trying to make a living for ourselves as musicians. I think this topic is ever more prevalent. And I think that if you are online nowadays, then you have a much higher chance of succeeding in your musical goals and dreams compared to if you are not online. So I'm going to make a case for it today. Hope you stick around for it. And by the end, I hope you can draw some insights from this little talk and maybe let me know what your main takeaways are. So just before we dive in, I want to give you something totally free. This is my guide on actually how to make money or make any sort of income as a music composer in 2020 and beyond. I put this guide together a couple of years ago, as you could have probably guessed, when COVID really hit. And this is when I actually started my online business and started earning an additional stream of income to support myself. And I kind of outlined this exact method in this guide. It's super didactic, super practical. It's a 3-step method, I'm pretty sure. And if you go through it and start applying it, you'll essentially start to see those results after some time. It does take a little bit of time to set up and start executing, but once you do, you'll have that foundation set up for the long run, and you can really start making some good scalable income in the long run. This is not a get rich quick scheme, but I want to give it to you because it's worked for me and has continued to work for me ever since I started adopting this model. So I want to share that with you totally free. You can click the first link in the description box below, and it will take you straight there where you can download it as my gift to you. So let's kind of dive in and chat about the power of being online. So, I mean, I personally I've always had the interest of being online. I think my very first YouTube channel I started when I was in my early teenage years. So I'm 26 now at the time of this recording, probably 27 by the time this is going up. But yeah, my first YouTube channel was probably up in 2008 or something like that. And it was like a card trick channel. I was doing sleight of hand and magic tricks. And then I set up a piano dedicated channel, which was called The Piano Speaks. And then I have a tennis channel, which I upload casual tennis highlights where I play with my friends. So I always loved posting videos because they were always like little snapshots of my life captured in video format. And I would upload these to those moments to those respective channels. But what I didn't realize at the time was that those videos not only served the purpose for me in terms of marking where I was in life, but it would come to also act as audience growth factors. It would serve to add value to the world in terms of the educational aspect of it, and then build an audience and build a fan base, if you will, of people who are hungry for more, people who really are interested in that topic that you're talking about and want to come back week after week to really just dive in and digest what you have to offer. And this is what I found out over these past couple of years, especially because this YouTube channel, the one that you're watching right now, this one I set up at the end of 2017, and I really started getting into it in 2018 and so on and so forth. And I've uploaded at least one video per week ever since. And this consistent rhythm has seen results such as all the freelance work for orchestration and composing that I do, selling my online courses, selling my membership, adding free value to the world to students like you, people who are really interested in the topic, not sponsorships, but libraries, free sample libraries in exchange for reviews. So all these perks just as a result of showing up consistently day in and day out and making connections, forming a network, because I knew basically no one in this field when I started out in 2018, posting my first YouTube videos. And now at this point, all the work that I've received for scoring a film, orchestrating for video games, writing music, freelancing, producing for Rumi Official, right? Like these gigs would not have come if I did not have my YouTube channel and I wasn't posting regularly. And that does a couple of things. When you share regularly, you not only add value to the world and you help the world in an exponential way, or at least the people in your niche who are interested in that topic, but you are also leaving a piece of yourself into the world that people can kind of relate to and come back to. And that piece of content lives on forever, as long as the internet lives. And that piece of content really acts as a way for people to find you and potentially work with you. So I choose YouTube because it's a search engine. It's a place where the content will remain um, forever until YouTube, I guess, dies, right? But something like Instagram or something like TikTok, right? These pieces of content that you might post there, they disappear or they at least get pushed way down in the algorithm after even a few hours, I guess, because as more updates and more posts come up, those more recent ones and those most relevant topics, those are the ones that are shared. But for YouTube and Google, those platforms are search engines. So the content that's uploaded there stays there forever. And if there are people who are searching up those terms that you are creating content for, then you have a much higher chance of being shown up, even if your video is like 10 years old, 20 years old, right? So that's why creating content, first of all, is just a wonderful way to put yourself out there, but in a way that expands exponentially over time. Because again, you're adding value into the world that not only goes out into the world publicly, but stays there forever as long as it's on something like YouTube or Google. But in terms of the practical benefits of what you receive for doing this, is that the networking and the connections that you make with people, those become so crucial because I've heard it said, and I truly believe that people want to work with people that they enjoy interacting with. The experience you have working with other people, or at least interacting with other people, is more important and more crucial than the quality of work that they do. Now, don't get me wrong, the quality of work also has to match. Like it has to be high for sure. But if you let someone who is very good at what they do, but they're super arrogant and super, I don't know, like they turn their nose up at everything and whatever, right? And you have someone who's maybe more approachable, someone who's more humble, but they also have a good skill level and they seem easy to work with. Who are you going to choose to work with? More likely the more humble person, right? The person who is more modest, the person who treats people with respect and wants the entire experience to go well for everyone. That is so important. So when you post content into the world, those connections that you make, the stuff that you put out there, it allows people to get a sense of who you are, your personality, the work that you do, and they get a sense of who you are as a whole. That is invaluable because again, like people want to work with people that they think they will enjoy working with, and they want to know that the skill that they output is also there to match as well. So today, more than ever before, it's all about the personality and like how approachable you are and everything like that, in addition to the actual skill. It's not all just about the skill itself. And I think that's so important. So that the making the connections and creating that reputation, that brand that you have, that becomes more important more than ever before. The more that time goes on, this becomes ever more prevalent. So that's super important. And yeah, it's just a great way to reach people as well, right? Just the ability to put something out there that someone can just find without you actually having to be there. And then if you have a website or if you have a portfolio that's primed to connect with someone else, like you can have your email address there, or you can have a contact form on your website that people can easily reach you on, and you respond back in a timely manner. Like that's a way you can set up a very personal connection just by someone finding a piece of content that you've released or a piece of music that you've uploaded to your portfolio, right? And the thing you want to keep in mind is that these search engines, they do prioritize newer relevant content rather than old content. So that's why the consistency aspect of it is so important as well. This does not have to be like an hour-long video every single week or something. It could be a short, like 5-minute, 2-minute video that is relevant to the target audience that you have, the niche that you're in, right? Maybe that's just uploading a snippet of music that you're working on, a short demo, or maybe you're reviewing a sample library, or you're giving an orchestration tutorial, whatever it is. Just give people a taste of what you offer, but then also do that on a consistent basis that you can personally commit to. So the relationship aspect of it really comes into play when you're uploading content online and creating a presence for yourself, because you're creating that network, you're forming those relationships, and people start to know who you are. And that's so important if you want to get work or get further in this industry, right? And then again, when people find you, then they can contact you, and then you set up that relationship more personally. I mean, that's how you form those personal relationships, which is so important. And then of course the bonus perks like um getting sponsorships like for the super big YouTube channels, or for at least getting free products for reviews, things like that, like getting YouTube monetization and other forms of way to make income. Like those are all cherries on the top. But I think to actually form a complete brand online and to continue to serve people, that really is the best way to really grow your influence, because people can see that you're just providing for free. You're not asking them to pay for something publicly. And so that creates trust, that creates credibility, and that creates loyalty. And I think more than ever before, business requires these factors of, trust and credibility, and knowing who this person is and liking that person. So I hope that kind of makes sense. I mean, the way I kind of use YouTube now is obviously it's a lot of fun for me because I get to output creatively. I get to come up with different video ideas and help you for free. But I'm also using YouTube to build my business. I use YouTube to grow my audience. I use YouTube to grow a following, and then I give you a free guide in exchange for your email address, which allows me to over deliver to you even further, send you valuable free information that I don't share publicly. But then I can also offer you my paid products, which will add even more value to you if you think it's a good fit. You know, that happens automatically for me. So I've set up this system where it allows me to contribute freely, but also monetize my skills and my passions on the back end. And the system just works automatically for me. And I use Kajabi, which is the all-in-one platform, business platform that I usually talk about, that hosts my courses and my membership and so on and so forth. And they do a wonderful job. They make things so easy. So anyway, I think the power of being online is it can't be overstated enough, honestly. And I think that if you want to take your career more seriously and you're interested in making more connections in the future, you want your work to be seen more, you want your skills to be demonstrated to the world, then being online really is a no-brainer. So choose a platform, one or two platforms max. I would say one platform because that's what I'm doing. I'm choosing YouTube. For example, let's choose YouTube. Create a YouTube channel if you don't have one already, and then start dedicating or committing yourself to uploading one video per week. Choose a certain day, choose a certain time. You can schedule this out. So if you batch record certain videos and then upload them to your channel, you can set the dates when you want them to release. And then commit essentially to doing this consistently week in and week out for the long term. Treat this kind of like a game. Once you think of it this way, it becomes a lot more fun to create content and add value to the world, because then you're building that audience, you're creating pathways for people to find you, and everything we just talked about at the beginning, this all becomes possible once you start establishing yourself on your platform of choice. I hope that kind of makes sense. I hope that gives you a little bit of hope and a little bit of encouragement if you're considering going online. And if you have any questions about this, I'm more than happy to chat about this. So leave a comment below. Let me know if you've considered being online. I mean, look, if you leave a comment on this video, then you're already online. You already have a YouTube channel, right? But I'm encouraging you to take the next step and start uploading videos. That's the whole point. And again, you might be asking why, right? Well, again, you can get clients that way. People start to know who you are. You can build a business. That's what I'm doing. I'm not only getting clients, but I'm building my business by using YouTube as my audience builder, if you will, and then going from there. And then you get other perks like monetization, like ads and free stuff if you stay in it long enough, and so on and so forth. Those are some other perks. But there are only upsides by doing this, honestly. And I truly believe in this model. I think it's definitely worth it. And I would highly encourage you to follow me on this journey. And it's a lot of fun. So the hardest part, honestly, is to get started. Once you get into that routine, it just becomes easier and it becomes part of everyday life. And yeah, you can't ask for much more than that. So let me know if you have any questions about that. Let me know your thoughts below. Again, if you want to get started and look at that model that I use to this day for running my business, then I want to give you that free guide called How to Make Money as a Music Composer in 2020 and Beyond. Again, it's a very clear framework of how I'm using YouTube as my audience generator and how I'm monetizing my knowledge on the back end to support myself and, again, to help people for free exponentially in the world. Again, it's a wonderful model that I truly believe in, and I would encourage you to adopt it as well if you are interested in sharing your knowledge and making the world a better place one video at a time. That's it. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.